How to Conquer Facebook Advertising. Hey everybody, my name is Ben Gothard. I'm a 23-year-old entrepreneur, author, and podcaster. And today I'm going to break down for you everything that you need to know in order to conquer Facebook advertising. Now, we all have heard of Facebook. We've heard about funnels, about pixels, about add to carts, big data, purchases, all these different things. And everybody's talking about it, but few people know what it actually means. So today I'm going to dive in to some very high level strategy so that you understand what it is that you need to be doing with Facebook advertising. Now, why Facebook? Facebook is one of the most advanced marketing engines of our time. In fact, I dare say it is the most advanced marketing engine of our time. And that's because we, users, volunteer information to the platform. We tell Facebook who we are, what we do, what we like. We tell Facebook all this information and we volunteer it willingly. And Facebook is smart because they take all these data points and behind the scenes, they're putting together humongous neural networks. They're putting together these massive pieces of data, and they're allowing their algorithm to find similarities between these data points. Now, what does this technical stuff mean for you? That means that your customers are on Facebook. 22% of the world's population is on Facebook. That means your customers are on Facebook, and you can leverage the Facebook algorithm to find them. But how do you do that? You see, I have spent countless numbers of hours working with the Facebook platform. My team and I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on the platform and have reached hundreds of thousands of new customers for ourselves and our clients. And I'm going to take you by the hand and show you what we professionals do when it comes to Facebook advertising. Now, before I get into the nuances of Facebook, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. And I want to tell you why you should listen to me. You see, I started my first business back in December of 2014. I was 20 years old, and I had 2 phone calls that would change my life forever. The first of those phone calls was with my roommate, Trey. He called me and said, "Hey, can you help me sell t-shirts?" The second call was from my father, and he owns a law practice in New Orleans, and called me one day and said, "Hey, can you help me with my social media?" Those calls were on the same exact day. And I told them both, "Absolutely, I'll help you, but don't hire me, hire my company." And from there, my first company, Gothard Enterprises, was born. And it started off as a social media marketing company. I wanted to learn everything that I could about advertising on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Twitter, all these different places. Over time, I figured out that the one I wanted to focus on and become an expert in was Facebook. Now, over time, I picked up more clients and I really niched down into one specific area of Facebook advertising, and that was paid traffic, where you put in dollars and Facebook shows your ads to certain people on either the Facebook platform or Instagram or different partner networks that Facebook has contracted with. And people can interact with your ad, and they can do things like click the ad and come to your website and purchase. They can watch a video and click through. They can submit contact information. There's tons of different things that Facebook can get the users to do in order to interact with your brand. And it's truly incredible how effective it is at being able to do so. So I'm learning all of these things, helping my clients, and I decided I had another passion on the side. I decided that I wanted to truly figure out what my purpose was. And I decided that my purpose was to help people turn their dreams into reality. So on July 3rd, 2016, I published my first book, CEO at 20, A Little Book for Big Dreams. And the premise of the book is that there's nothing distinguishable between somebody like you and I and Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk. We all have the same global population of people to work with. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. And it's up to us to accomplish those things that we want to accomplish. Now, that purpose, that newfound fire within me, I quickly aligned my agency, the purpose of that agency, with that of myself. I wanted to help people help people. I wanted to help people help other people turn their dreams into reality. The book was put out there to spread my message of trying to help people turn their dreams into reality. And quickly after that, I started a podcast called Project Egg, which stands for Entrepreneurs Gathering for Growth. And in that show, the same purpose is present. I want to help people turn their dreams into reality. So whether it be through my agency, my books, or through my podcast, the books can be found on Amazon, the Apple Bookstore, Barnes & Noble, and the Google Play Store. And some of the podcast guests that I've been fortunate enough to meet include Patrick Bet-David, Pat Flynn, Ryan Stewman, Kim Garst, Nicholas Kuzmich, and Ivan Meisner. All of these vehicles are how I help people turn their dreams into reality. Now, that being said, I've been in business for about 3.5 years, and I've made a ton of mistakes. I've also learned a lot and had a ton of success as well. So let's dive into Facebook, and let me share with you what's worked for me and what hasn't, so that you can accomplish your dreams and you can further the growth of your business. So before we jump into the technical side of Facebook, I want to make sure that we're approaching this with the proper mindset. You see, if you don't believe that Facebook can help you grow your business, then it probably won't. If you don't know that Facebook is a tool for you to use and is not a cure-all, a magic wand, if you will, rather a tool that somebody skilled in the trade can use to increase your business by making more sales, if you think it's just a magic wand, then you're going to be sorely disappointed. Because I'm sure there are people, either owners of other agencies or salespeople out there, who are going to tell you that you jump onto Facebook and day one you're going to see massive ROI. That's just not the case. Facebook is not a silver bullet. It's not just a magic wand. Like I said, it's a tool that you can use and somebody who is skilled in the craft can use in order to quickly acquire new clients and rapidly scale your revenue. But how do you actually do that, right? How do you tap into Facebook? Well, there are a few things here that you need. From a technical perspective, you need somebody who knows the platform. You need somebody who can build you a proper funnel. You need somebody who can create the graphics for it, a graphic designer, and you need somebody who can write good copy, the actual words that are on the advertisement. Those are the technical things that you need. But where's the meat of the Facebook advertising? What separates a good advertiser from a bad advertiser on Facebook? To me, the first is purpose. What is the purpose of your advertising on Facebook? What is the purpose of your company, of your business? What is your purpose? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? You see, because if you put out an advertisement and you're trying to sell something, people will either resonate with it or they won't. If the thing that you're putting out there, the message that you're putting out there to the market, that you're giving the marketplace, if that is a message that draws people in and it gets people interested, gets people fired up, and gets people excited to work with you and to engage with your brand, then that messaging, that campaign is going to be successful. But the root of it, the core, is your purpose. You see, if you're trying to go and take a road trip, but you don't really know what you're trying to accomplish or you're trying to see, you don't know whether you're just driving to drive or whether you're driving to go see a waterfall or whether you're driving to go find buried treasure or whether you're driving to go see family members, if you don't know the reason why you're doing something, then you're not going to be able to invest the proper amounts of resources into accomplishing that, because you don't know what that is. You don't know what that why is, that purpose, that driving factor is. And if you don't have that driving factor, not only are you not going to invest the proper resources into making it happen, but at the first sign of an obstacle, at the first sign of failure, immediately you're going to stop. And so that's where I see a lot of people go wrong at first, is they think that they're just going to throw up an ad on Facebook and make tons of money. There's no purpose behind what they're doing. They don't have a strategy. People don't have a reason to click on your ad. People don't have a reason to engage with your brand. Yeah, a 10% discount, that might be a good clickbait for something, but that's not going to be powerful enough to stimulate long-term interest. Because what I'm proposing is that instead of taking a short-term approach with your Facebook advertising, let's take a long-term approach. Let's figure out, what do you want to accomplish? Do you want to build a hub for your customers to come together and share information? Do you want to build a place where you can help to empower children who are struggling around the world? Do you want to help feed people who are hungry? Do you want to sell more of your product? Do you want to increase your brand awareness? You see, it almost doesn't matter what your purpose is, but it matters that you have a purpose and that you pursue it. And that same purpose needs to be, the same purpose that you have with your business needs to be brought into the Facebook ecosystem. You need to be consistent between what you're doing in real life and what you're doing on Facebook, because customers and prospects can tell. They know if you're just trying to sell them something versus if you are trying to give them an experience and you have a real purpose, a reason, a why behind what you're doing. And you need to give those customers, those prospective customers, those prospects, you need to give them a reason why they should come and engage with your brand. You need to attract them with that purpose. So when I was saying earlier that my purpose is to help people accomplish their dreams, help people turn their dreams into reality, whenever I'm trying to craft a message regarding my personal brand or my book or my show, I always want to make sure that when people engage with my brand, when they see any of my marketing materials, when they hear me speak, when they engage with me at any level, that they feel that purpose, that they know exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. They know that if they're watching a video where I'm telling them about work ethic, they know that the reason behind that video is to help them succeed, is to help them become better. If they see that I'm giving a keynote at a club or at a service organization or at a college, then they know that the reason I'm doing that is to help the people who are at that specific event turn their dreams into reality. So think about your own brand. Think about your own business. What is your purpose? What are you trying to achieve? Recently, I had a conversation with one of my friends, and he owns a property management company. Now, he specializes in Airbnb management, and we were talking about how he could develop his brand, how he could develop his marketing messages. And I told him the same exact thing that we're talking about today. What is your purpose? And after doing some digging, we figured out that what his purpose was is he wanted to help people retire early. He wanted to retire early, he wanted other people to retire early, and he wanted to help them retire early through Airbnb. Now the purpose of his company is to help people retire early so they can spend time doing what they want to do. They can spend time with family, they can spend time with friends, they can spend time traveling, they can do whatever they want to do because they can retire early. Now, which company would you rather work with if you're going to be outsourcing your Airbnb management? A company that's going to talk about rates and it's going to talk about efficiency, or a company that's going to talk about how you can retire early by working with them. How their purpose, their reason for existence, that company's reason for existence is to help you retire early. I don't know about you, but I would want the company that's going to help me retire early. Because that company is bigger than an Airbnb management company. That company is greater than than their skill set. They're not just a skill set. They're not just a product. There's something bigger. There's something better. There's something greater that people are going to be attracted to. And so that same identification of purpose and consistency of purpose outside of Facebook and on Facebook, that's exactly what I'm trying to implore you to do with your Facebook advertising. Now you may be saying, wait a second, I thought we were going to talk about technical stuff here. And we will. But what I'm telling you is, if we don't have these core foundations, because we're building a foundation from the bottom up. We're starting with our purpose, and we're going to move on. But we're going to start with our purpose because that is the core of everything. That is the foundation with which to build our building of Facebook advertising success. And these core principles here, these fundamentals here, are going to trickle down into decision making later on. And these big concepts now are going to inform our smaller decisions in our specific details later on down the road. So we need to identify our purpose. Now, what if we don't know what our purpose is? What if we are simply making money and we're happy with that right now, but we know we need a purpose, but we don't know how to figure that out. We don't have the time to figure that out. Well, I would like to offer a solution. And this solution does not take very much time. It just takes a little bit of creativity. So what I want you to do is I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pencil. I'm actually looking for one right now. Can't find it. But imagine a piece of paper and a pencil. And on each line, I want you to write a new idea for what your purpose could be. There are no bad ideas. They're all good ideas. There's no rules. You can build on old ideas. You can come up with completely new ideas. It does not matter. You just have to keep writing. Each line is a new idea. Hell, take more than one line for an idea. Take as many lines as you want per idea, but keep writing. Eventually, you will write something that you care enough about to consider standing behind. You'll write it and you'll be like, that's a pretty good idea. I think I could get behind that. I think that accurately defines my purpose. And it sounds like a very small thing, but when you write it out and you see what you've written, it becomes real. It becomes something that you can grab hold of and you can stand behind. And what you'll find is that a lot of the times we know what our purpose is, we just haven't figured out how to label it. And this exercise is a very simple way to label it. Almost subconsciously, because you'll start writing and you'll think about stuff and it'll be kind of difficult at first, and then you'll write and you'll write and you'll write and you'll write, and then eventually you'll write and you'll be like, oh, that's it. That's the one. And that is an awesome feeling. Now you may say, I don't have time to take out a piece of paper and write stuff down and try to figure this all out. Well, I'm not interested in helping people who are not interested in helping themselves. In fact, if you're not willing to take the necessary steps that you need in order to better your life and turn your dreams into reality, then it's going to be almost impossible to help anyways. So if you think about it, taking the time to write this stuff down, this couple minutes that it will take, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, spread out over however long you want to write stuff down and take a break and come back and write stuff down and take a break, come back and write stuff down. You can even do it on your phone. You can do notes like that. Just keep writing. Whenever you think of something, keep writing it. That time that you invest in trying to find or label or figure out your purpose, that will be some of the best invested time that you have ever put towards an action or an event or doing something. Because once you find your purpose and once you can write that down and label it, and you can keep writing it and sticking it up on your walls and putting it everywhere and telling your friends and telling their friends and telling your enemies and telling everybody what your purpose is, that is something that is going to motivate you to take yourself and your business and your life to the next level. And that is worth it. That is worth it. So take the time to figure out what your purpose is. It will not only change your life, but it will improve the quality of your life because you have something to live for that is greater than yourself. You have something that is pushing you to do better and to be better every single day. Because, for example, I know that there are people who are struggling to turn their dreams into reality. I know that, and it eats away at me because I'm not doing enough to help those people and help them turn their dreams into reality because I know that they can. I know that you can. And it's my job to make sure that you do that and you can accomplish those things. So when you plug this in to your business of taking this purpose and making it consistent on Facebook, this big of an idea, this big of a cause, this attracts people to you. This brings customers to you. Okay, so now that we have our purpose figured out, let's move on to the next step, which is figuring out your mission. Now you may be saying, Ben, seriously, come on. We just talked about purpose. Let's go on to some actual technical Facebook stuff. Let's stop talking about this mushy stuff. Isn't mission the same thing as purpose? It's not. Okay? They're similar, they're related, but they're not the same thing. Whereas purpose is this big abstract idea of I want to help people turn their dreams into reality. Your mission is the practical big goals that you set in order to fulfill that purpose. Right? So let me give you an example. In my own life, one of my missions was to write a book. That book is going to help people turn their dreams into reality. The purpose, help people turn their dreams into reality. The mission, write a book that helps people do that. That helps me help people do that. So the mission is the vehicle that and you can have multiple missions, right? One mission of mine is the agency, build the biggest and best marketing agency on the planet. Write the best book on the face of the planet to help people turn their dreams into reality. Create the best podcast on the face of the planet to help people turn their dreams into reality. So each mission can be a separate vehicle that you use to accomplish this purpose. And if you notice, the purpose is more abstract, the mission is concrete. So they work together, but you need to have that purpose first. You see, because if you don't have your purpose, you have nothing with which to base your missions around. See, I could have written a book. What would I have written it on? What would it have been about? What would the words inside the book have said? What was the title going to be? If I didn't have the purpose at the forefront of this, if I didn't have the purpose behind the scenes as the foundation, the mission would be lifeless. It wouldn't have anything to power it. It wouldn't have anything to drive it. It wouldn't have a purpose. There'd be no purpose to the mission. It would be, let's go back to the road trip example. It would be like just getting in your car and driving. You have no purpose. You're not going anywhere. I mean, you're going somewhere, but you don't know where you're going. It's random. You're not taking control of your life. You're not accomplishing the thing that you want to accomplish because you haven't figured out what it is that you want to accomplish. Your why. You haven't figured out that reason for doing things. Right? So with Facebook advertising, the purpose is what you want to accomplish there, consistent with your brand, consistent with your business, consistent with your life, consistent with Facebook. They're one and the same. It's all your business, it's all your brand. Facebook is just a vehicle that you're going to use to do this. Now, the mission could be to grow the biggest and baddest Facebook page on the Facebook ecosystem, in the Facebook ecosystem. The mission could be to sell 100,000 products through Facebook within the next 2 years. The mission could be to get 100,000 people or 1 million people to like your page on Facebook. That's a mission. That's a big goal that you can set. And by accomplishing that goal, you will be accomplishing your purpose. But you got to align them. They have to be aligned. The mission has to be the practical application almost of what you're going to do in order to accomplish that purpose. It's critical, right? So at this point, you're probably like, Ben, enough about purpose and mission. We get it. Let's talk about technical Facebook stuff. I promise you it's coming. But we need to set our goals. We need to figure out why we're on the platform. We need to set our goals for what we're trying to accomplish in our platform. Another way to say that is we need to figure out what our campaign objectives are going to be. On a more technical Facebook level, there's the campaigns, there's the ad sets, and there are the ads. So we need to figure out what our campaign objectives are going to be. Are we going to create videos? Are we going to create a lead magnet? Are we going to, make sales? Are we going to send people to our website? Are we going to get people to like the page? All these are different campaign objectives. If you don't understand what you're trying to accomplish specifically with your goal here, and you don't understand why you're trying to accomplish it with your purpose here, then you have no idea what sort of campaign objective you're going to go into. So I'm telling you, the technical stuff is guided by the big level, strategic stuff up here. And I know I'm saying stuff, but it's really, really important. You got to find your purpose. You got to figure out what missions you want to go on to accomplish that purpose. All of that is going to guide what you're doing on Facebook. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about Facebook. Now you may be saying, Ben, we just figured out our campaign objective, but we still need to figure out a lot of other things. We need to figure out who our audience is going to be, what our budget is going to be, where we're going to place the ads. We need to figure out what we're going to say on the ads, what our offer is going to be, what our call to action is going to be. And we're going to get to that. And that is going to be explained by, once we have our mission, we have our purpose, now we need a plan. We need a plan. And this plan, let's go back to the roadmap. Let's go back to the road trip example. The plan is your roadmap. The plan is, now you know your mission of where you want to go, what you want to do. You know you want to go see a waterfall. You want to go see a waterfall because you love traveling. Or you want to go see your family. You want to go see your family in the West. Or you want to go see your family in Spain. And the reason is because you love your family and you want to spend more time with your family. Okay? Family is one of the most important things to me. That's why I happen to go with that example just then. But you determine your purpose, determine your mission. Now let's figure out the plan of how to actually accomplish that mission. Still the mission. Let's say your mission is to make 100,000 sales on Facebook in the next 2 years. Okay, well, how are we going to do that? We got to figure that out. That's where our plan comes in, right? So we need to figure out, we have our big goal here. That's our mission. We're starting here. That's where we are now. Okay, in order to get to this big goal, where do we need to be halfway before we accomplish that goal? And halfway, and halfway, and halfway, and halfway. And we keep going back and back and back. So let's say we want to sell 100,000 units or acquire 100,000 new customers in 2 years. Okay, well, 100,000 customers over 2 years, that's 50,000 customers per year. And there are 12 months in a year, so that's roughly 4,000 customers per month, a little bit more than that. And so now we have a plan for every month. Okay, every month we need to get 4,000 and some change new customers. Okay, now we know our plan. We have a plan. In that specific example, we know how many customers we need to get. Now we can figure out, okay, we need that many customers. Who are our actual customers? Okay, so we're going to go look at other blogs. We're going to go look at our competitors. We're going to use Facebook's audience insights. We're going to check out other websites, gurus. We're going to figure out where our people are hanging out online. This is all part of the plan, right? Because we know who our customers are, or we're trying to figure out who our customers are. We need to figure out where they hang out online. Because if we're going to acquire 4,000 of them per month and some change per month, and 50,000 per year, and 100,000 within 2 years to accomplish our plan, to accomplish our mission, to accomplish our purpose, we need to know who exactly our audience is. So if you're more technical, you can go on Facebook Audience Insights, and you can type in different interests, and you can type in a bunch of different things on the tool to tell you who your audience is, what pages you should be targeting, and all of the technical aspects that you need to know. However, that is fueled by the plan, and fueled by the mission, and fueled by your purpose. So you know your purpose is to, let's say in my example, my purpose is to help people achieve their dreams. I know the people that I can help the most are entrepreneurs and business owners. Right there. That is part of my purpose. It's part of my mission. It's part of my plan. That informs who I'm going to target on Facebook. So again, let's go to the more technical side. We know that we need to figure out who to target. We need to know how much to spend. How much do you spend? Well, how much do you want to accomplish, right? If you want to get 4,000 customers per month, and we're going to test it first. We're going to figure out how much it costs to acquire a customer. Then we know how much we need to spend per month to acquire our 2-year long plan, our goal within the 2 years. So we're figuring out our plan of how much we need to spend in that 2 years to hit our main goals, which are our mission, in order to achieve our purpose up here. So that informs the budget. So then we need to figure out, okay, well, what are we actually going to say on the ad itself? What are we going to show? What images are we going to show? Well, it goes back to your purpose. What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to help people? Let them know in your ad copy. Are you trying to help people? Show them an image that lets them know that. You see, the top level strategy informs all of these other smaller details. These smaller details are technical things that are not nearly as important as the high level thinking. So if you can figure out your purpose, use that purpose to come up with separate missions to accomplish that purpose, plan out how to accomplish each one of those missions, or the main mission if you're only going on one. And then that plan of, okay, I need a very specific time-oriented plan, I need measurable goals, and that all has to help me figure out how to accomplish my goal. That plan is going to then be plugged directly into Facebook in the technical side. See, the technical details rely on the high-level stuff. And the high-level stuff includes your plan. It includes your mission, and it most of all includes your purpose. So, if you're stuck worried about what's the best ad copy to use, whether you use red or blue for your image, you may not actually be asking, what color should I be using? You may actually be asking, what is my plan? What is my mission? What is my purpose here? Because once all of those very high level details are taken care of, your purpose, your mission, your plan, once those are very clear and the vision is clear in your head of exactly where you want to go, how you're going to get there and why you want to go there in the first place, all these little details make sense. And all these little details take care of themselves because you know exactly what you need to write, exactly what image you need to show, exactly the right people to whom to show the images to and the ads to, and you know how much you need to spend over what time period in order to accomplish those goals. So, how do you do Facebook advertising? How do you make Facebook advertising work for you? Well, first you understand how it can work for you. You get it into your mind that it will work for me, and it can work for me, and it's a tool that I'm going to figure out how to make work for me. Then you figure out your purpose for being on there. You figure out your mission on the platform. You figure out a plan for how you're going to accomplish that mission. And then finally, you need to execute. And you need to execute consistently over a long period of time. Now, the beauty of Facebook is that you can set certain parameters up and you can let Facebook execute. But you need to make sure that you're doing your due diligence beforehand, that you're figuring out what your real purpose is. You're figuring out what your mission is. You're coming up with a very solid plan. You're taking all of these big high-level things and you're extrapolating the proper details with which to put into Facebook. You see, I think of Facebook as a hunter. Facebook is like a hunting dog. And when you give that dog certain directions, it goes out and does what you have directed it to do. But if you don't instruct that hunter properly, then it can't do its job. So you need to have your directions very, very clear in order for Facebook to do what it needs to do. Now, I know all this can seem like a lot, and I've probably thrown a lot at you that you need to digest. And I understand that. And if you need somebody to help you come up with all of these different things, if you need help talking through your purpose, your mission, your plan, if you need help with the technical details of these, if you need help coming up with a funnel for how to get people through the ecosystem and to map out specifically how you do it all, I'm happy because you've watched this entire presentation. I'm happy to spend some time one-on-one with you, 100% free of charge, figuring out exactly how to implement this system into your business and into your life. So go ahead and click on the link below, and I will make sure to put a calendar link for you that is a specific link to my personal calendar. You can schedule a time with me, and we will dive deep into your business and take everything that we've talked about today and apply it specifically to your business. This is not a sales pitch. Okay, I'm at the point in my business where I only want to work with dream clients. So I want to help you craft your custom funnel and figure out how to implement it. Now, if the conversation turns to where it makes sense for us to work together, I'm happy to talk about that too. And if we do go down that path, then I'm sure I'll knock it out of the park for you. But regardless of what we decide, you will walk away with a custom funnel. You will walk away with a plan. You will walk away with a mission, and you will walk away with a purpose. And I will give you all this information absolutely for free because I want you to succeed. I'm in the business of helping people turn their dreams into reality. So let's turn yours.